And good morning, everybody. All right, just to be upfront, I do have a little bit of a tickle in my throat right now. I don't know if something went down the wrong pipe or what have you. So there might be a little bit of silence here and there. We are on the free to play account right now. I haven't done too terribly much. Like I said, I'm just kind of waiting it out until we see the special program. But this morning they actually did drop the uh the banners for Chaska and Mualani. That's the weapon banner. The weapon banner, so I want to point out the weapon banner actually looks really good. So if I did decide to go for Surf's Up still, the 4 stars are very solid. I don't know if I would actually use the catalyst. I don't even think I have the catalyst on my main. I know I don't have Fruit Hook or the bow, actually. That's funny. Um, but the fruit hook is actually a good weapon for like I think it's for plunge, so we could throw it like on Gaming or something like that. Should we level him up? Wasn't it this account that I was actually leveling him? Yeah, it was because I've had Gaming leveled on my main for a while. But the character banner, very solid. I'm happy to see Aoife getting a rerun so soon. But I do find it funny that both Aoife and Auroron are here and not on the current banner, where they would actually upsell like Anefa because they work well with her. So I find that kind of funny. But we got the long awaited Bennett. And again, I find it kind of funny that he wasn't on the banner while the event was going on. Now I know the event itself, like the story and stuff like that, I know that is permanent. I'm pretty sure that's permanent, but the rewards aren't. But still, I'm really surprised this set of 4 stars wasn't on the current banner. But that's pretty cool. Um, so depending on how Lauma is looking when we see the special program, we'll make my decision. And I'm leaning more towards C1 Chaska. Should Lauma look a little lackluster or not going to function the way I think she's going to? Um, and then let's click this off TCG. So that's the plan here. Hello, how you doing this morning? Oh, I do have items on the forge. Let's go talk to Cat. That's not where Catherine is. Good.
Add Astra at
Oh, well, I didn't go on that late. An hour? Yeah, I was probably gonna stick on here on for an hour. What am I doing? Right now I am on my free-to-play account. Just doing my dailies, and we're just waiting it out. I'm not completely doing a lot of farming for primos. I still have the Imaginarium Theater, and the Abyss is going to change soon for extra primos if I decide to go for Chaska Constellation, which obviously I'm going to farm them out after, once I get my information on Lauma. So right now, and again, I don't follow leaks. Oh, good. I still have plenty to do that. Not a lot. Um, I don't follow leaks to a T. I just run through the rumor mill, just all by hearsay and stuff like that. Right now, it's looking like I might get Lauma, but we'll see. And I'm going to have to spend my resin because I already capped my condense. My free to play account, and here I am, half my only option. Like, I'm glad I have the free to play experience, but it's taught me one thing. I enjoy basically paying a sub fee for this game because my main account. All right, let's do that because Farina keeps wanting to charge. My main account is a low budget account, primarily by Battle Pass and Welkin, and dear God, do I notice the difference. But I'm looking forward to Not Cry. There's a big part of me that just wants to wave goodbye to Natlan, especially for this account, and just focus on whatever the lunar reactions are going to be. Because it almost sounds like they want to just up like some of the older characters by being able to utilize it or something. Which, you know, I'm all for. I mean, if what I'm thinking of with Lauma replacing the Hida for Tighnari, that could be pretty cool. But I don't know if it's gonna work. I didn't want the vegetables. You only have an FTP account, but I'm happy because I do damage anyways. Yes! I'm like, you can have a stacked FTP account. My issue, I've made some very bad mistakes when I've come to pulling on the account and stuff like that. But at the same time, I really can't beat myself up over it because one, yes, it is my fault. But it's kind of like experimentation because I'm like, so the reason this account got made, other than to share the story to, you know, some people who might think that they can't play the game, whether it's just because they don't have the specs for it or a system. My brother's case was not, oh, I got it. He plays primarily on Xbox, and it wasn't available on the Xbox for the longest time. So I was like, oh, he could, you know, sit down and watch me stream with the story and stuff like that. The other thing was to kind of pull on characters that I didn't think I wanted on my main or unsure. And experience something well known as the Chronicle Wish. Because I'm like, oh, older characters, that's so cool. I want to play Klee. And I lost Klee. I lost my 50-50 and got Eula instead. 2 million damage. Wow. Have you heard that they're upping the specs for Genshin? Yes. I'm playing on my PS5, so I don't have anything to worry about. And my PC is alright, so I don't have anything to worry about that. My phone was never going to run the Genshin in the first place.
Another open fire! Open fire! Locked on! Impossible.
You love Eula? You would gladly trade? Don't get me wrong, Eula was a good pickup for when I got her, because it was still very much early game. And she was the first character I cracked 100k with as well on this account. But you can see that she's fallen off. And if it was my main, like if I pulled for funsies kind of situation, I don't think I would care as much. But as a free-to-play, it's just kind of like, oh crap, that was a lot of resources I spent on this character that can't do the damage anymore. Not that my husband and I don't try, by the way. But when I started for this account, I made sure to grab some solid supports, and then figuring out my DPSs. Like I said, I wanted Klee, so I knew she was on field DPS, but, you know, the 50-50 bit me in the butt. At the very least, I got another DPS. But I picked up Kazuha when he ran with Neuvillette. I picked up Baiju because I knew he's a really solid unit for Furina, which I was going to pick up, and I did. And I went for Emily, but I lost my 50-50. I went for Emily, and that was to replace Nahida, because I didn't know when Nahida was going to rerun during Natlan. But I got Tighnari, and I was like, well, we're going to, you know, level what the game gives us. So I leveled Tighnari. I am terrible with a bow, by the way. My husband can play him just fine. I'm terrible. Yeah. They are solid. I know a bit about having DPSs that don't damage like they should. She's not a DPS. She's a tank. That's the thing. With constellations, she can become a DPS. On this account, she is on Tenacity of the Millilith with this. She is literally there for Vape for Mualani and, you know, making sure the Mualani doesn't get bounced off the shark. She's literally there to tank damage. That's it. She's not there to do damage. She needs what's? Is it her C6 that does it? She's C1. They will restore energy. You don't need energy to... Yeah, it's her C6 that turns her into the DPS. Yeah, but again, that's her kit. She's not going to do any sort of damage until she's C6. Pretty much. I have her on... Oh... I can't remember the weapon she's on because I flip between it a lot on my main. So we'll look at it when I get there. But she's on Golden Troop on my main. So I get a little bit of damage out of her skill, but I'm only going for her skill. That's it. Again, because I'm not trying to DPS Dea.
When you lose your way, gaining some altitude can bring...
Eula, on the other hand, is straight DPS. The problem is that she's technically cryo, but she doesn't really deal cryo damage. She's physical. She's there for shatter. And shatter's like a forgotten reaction. Now, I will say, Mualani was a bad pickup. And it's just because, like, after a while, and I have a pretty solid team for her. I wish I did have Malvika. But let's be real, if I had Malvika, I'd DPS Malvika. But Mualani was a bad pickup just because she's so inconsistent. Murder on Ruler, she does like 23k per punch, hitting 200k per burst. And she's only C1. I mean, as a C1, that's pretty average for Dea. And her C1 is solid because that makes it so that she can scale with HP or attack, so... I believe she's only on Millilith for this account because I didn't have her C1.
Yoo-hoo! Say cheese!
I am lagging.
There's no way. Open fire! Bullseye!
Okay. I'm just stating that she can scale on both with the C1. So if the game bites you in the ass and gives you a shitty attack stance with 0 substats, or you get a decent HP stance with really good substats, you might be able to squeak something out of it.
Ah.
But again, I don't run DPS Dea. So what I'm saying is technically invalid to what you're saying. Hi, honey. How you doing? Dea was my pickup from last year's anniversary event because I needed a pyro for Mualani that would actually help her because Bennett does nothing for her. And even then, I had C0 Bennett, I believe, so that was even worse. And then I got C1 when I went for Chiori, got an early 5-star at 20 pity, and lost to Dea. So it was just kind of funny that I got C1. Oh. Okay. You wanna fix yourself, internet? Is that what you're doing? Like, I made solid picks on my free-to-play account for supports. I have zero qualms with the supports.
Shower me with that.
Cleanup sequence in.
Breaking news. Hold that pose.
My DPS choices, I don't regret Chaska at all. I find Chaska so much fun. Like, she's actually probably my favorite Natlan character to play. I lost both times Malvika ran. And at hard pity. And then I do have Arisa. So I don't really regret her either.
Let's fly.
Alright. If I fly, will you obey and not almost kill yourself this time, Chaska? Thank you. I think my Dea will hit 30k a punch. I haven't used her lately. Yeah, you haven't really used Dea. Because you used to use her with Kanich. That was before Deepwood, though. True. But I will agree, for more or less, tanks kinda don't really work in this game. It was one playstyle that they gave for Dea, but she was never meant to be a DPS. And her being a tank actually fits in her character to take the damage and stuff like that as a merc. So I can't be too hard on how they designed her. It's not like Sustain and Star Rail or anything like that. But you can't expect everybody and their mother to do damage. Some characters just provide another function. That's why her being on Deepwood in those kind of teams works. Because she can actually hold the Deepwood, get the Dendro Shred and all that stuff on it without having to sacrifice, say, if you're on a Kanich team, you know, putting it on, say, Kanich because, you know, you want him on Codex, or Emily who wants the Burning Set. Where's my thing? There's my thing. That's the problem with a game like this. There's a lot of fun characters. Yes. Dea is a bodyguard, and that's what she does. Exactly. Like I said, for thematic character, like they did very well designing her in that regard. And again, it's not that you can't build her as a DPS, but just know you're kind of needing her C6 to do it. And even then, you're going to need, like, some badass artifacts and well, I dare say probably her weapon, if not Malvika's. But like, longtime viewers of the channel, and I say that, like, but I've been streaming for over a year, so I guess I can say that, right? When I got Eula, she was good for the account because she was a heavy hitter Again, she's there for Shatter. Shatter's kind of a forgotten reaction, but she wasn't doing badly. And again, she was the first character I was able to hit 100k with on her burst. So, all good. But the problem is that she's not really cryo, she's physical, and that becomes a major problem. Because nothing appreciates physical. You, who said it?
Open fire! Open fire!
Well, it wasn't him, unless he said it in his sleep. You can build Barbara as a DPS. She complain when she doesn't do the best. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can do like meme builds or fun builds. If you love Dea, all right? If you love Dea, you wish she was an on-field character, by all means, build her as an on-field character, but just know she's not going to perform, especially perform like the Fontaine characters. Never mind Natlan. And that's kind of the struggle bus with an FTP account versus one that can spend money. And I'm not talking like pure whale. I'm just talking being able to, you know, get the battle pass Welkin, you know, drop a hundo fundo when a character you really want comes around. You have to pick and choose, and then you have to deal with what the game gives you. And if the game gave you Dea, and she's your only source of like a 5-star, then yeah, maybe you try to do damage.
Take me up.
But again, it's along the lines of that you have to understand how the kit works. And that's what she does. I know a lot of people were disappointed that she wasn't an on-field DPS. And that's valid. That's valid. If she's like one of your favorite characters, you want to like run around and have her on field and stuff, like I get it. I saw that a character whose entire kit works off-field was then built as an on-field DPS. The Dea situation is crazy. It's so weird. And the funny thing is, with a character like Mualani, like, Dea's perfect for her. Like I said, I was getting knocked around on the sharks so much that I needed some interruption resistance. And Dea fit the bill because, oh, look at that. Mualani wants to bait. I also want to shoot that in the head, and I miss. I got it. Came right for me, though. But I'm also not going to tell you to, like, play the game a certain way. As long as you understand what you're trying to do is not necessarily possible. Also, mentioning Overload, like, I'm the worst person to, like, say something about Overload to, because I hate the reaction. I hate that, like, if it's a small group of enemies, it just pushes stuff away. If it's on a boss, it's fine. Controller drift. Yeah! Alright, let's go to... I forgot to go to the Forge. I hate when when you have a cold and stuff, I hate when you start really feeling better, and then all of a sudden, like, something happens and you start sneezing, you're coughing, your voice is getting strained, and it's like, oh, come on, man. But, like, I can also, like, vouch for Data in a couple other ways, too. Now, when I first got Neuvillette, I was primarily running him with Zhongli, because skill issue. I'm gonna state that. I needed a shield. I had Zhongli, so why not? But I actually switched him out for Dea at one point just to actually get vaping. So she's good for reactions. Blup, blup, blup. Make sure I'm on hard mode. Do not press the square button.
chamber.
Say cheese.
Oops. Shoot. That was my bad. I didn't realize Like, I know that I'm supposed to wait. And my brain just went, go to Chaska. Chaska. No, we want to use the actual resin. Okay, granted, ER is not great for Skirk, but you know, having crit rate attack and if that rolled crit damage, that would have been a pretty solid Skirk piece if I got her.
Defensive mode engaged.
Let's fly.
Open fire. Open fire.
Bowser.
Damn it. I have yet to get a good flower or feather on that set.
Shower me with. Locked on. Locked on.
Oh, come on. This is just rubbing salt in the wound that I didn't get Skirk. Could it be a good off piece for somebody? Yes.
Strike a pop.
Installation chamber deployed.
Hold that pose.
Open fire.
Locked on. Locked on.
Okay, at least it gave me a shitty piece. I don't know what I'm going to strongbox. I know I'm going to have to strongbox soon.
Cleanup sequence initiate.
Open fire.
Locked on.
Okay, well, no, I actually think I have an okay attack stance. It's the head piece I have that's supposed to be offset right now for Farisa.
Shower me with the.
Installation chamber.
Say cheese. Let's fly.
Took so long for it to move, I didn't even notice it was actually doing something.
Bowser.
All right, one more. Damn it! A Hydra with crit rate, though. It's what, 1200 you need to get the feather? I'd be able to do that for the last couple days.
Defensive mode engaged.
Hold that pose.
Cool, you didn't pull down. Sweet. crits? Yeesh. And wrong side again, defense. Oh. I actually don't know if I need to hit the teapot or not. Probably should. Let's do this before.
Accelerating.
Oh no, that's actually being made. I already went down there, stupid.
Add Astra. Thank you for
Alright. Alright, let me see. What can I do for weeklies? I know I gotta do my 3 bosses, but I'm doing that over the weekend. Onslaught doesn't count as a domain. That's funny. The Abyss counts as a domain, but Onslaught doesn't? Oh, the 20 dishes. I can do that. Veggie soup. Do I have any? I mean, I personally don't really care, but fine tea full moon. Okay, there's a lot I haven't cooked on here, so I haven't been really gung-ho about it, but I think I have the achievement that for the cooking. Where's my... There's the sweet madame. I have 106. I think I'm okay. But we're gonna cook more anyway. Because I do tend to spam these in a pinch. Got that. Are you kidding? I was so close. Oh, the realm currency. That means I probably have not been to the teapot. Wait, does that mean I don't have my transient? Oh, well, that's full.
This realm is.
Nope, I did not buy my transient. All right. All right. I got the books.
If you ever
Let's head back to Fontaine and take a peek. Let's take a peek at what we're dealing with. And just to kind of look at the account over, see what we're dealing with in hopes of what's going to happen with the lunar reactions and stuff like that for the characters we got. Because this is the thing, I don't, as a free-to-play account, now this is just me that I've experienced. Other people might have a different experience. I can't like just go, okay, I am going after this character and then this character and then this character. There's one of the problems I ran into at the very no one believes them. Yep. Sorry, trying to gather my thoughts here. When I first started the account, like I said, it was done for sharing the story primarily to have fun because I appreciated the game a lot more after starting it on my main and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know what, for being a free game, this game is a lot of fun. You don't have to spend money on it. I feel that you do have a better experience when you do, but you don't need to. But I fell into the trap of one, the Chronicle Wish, which on paper, I've said it a billion times at this point, on paper, the Mondstadt Chronicle Wish for a new player sounded like a solid idea because you start in Mondstadt. Even for a character like Mika, whose boss material was out in Sumeru, you could get to Sumeru. Unlike the limited character banners at the time, which were Chiori and Ito, who were locked behind Inazuma, and you have to go through the Archon quests in order to get there. So they would have been stuck at 40 for a long, long time versus, you know, you just doing exploration and stuff like that once the world opened up and you could go everywhere but Inazuma. But I fell into the trap of the Chronicle Wish because, again, I wanted Klee. I ended up with Eula. Eula was very solid for the longest time. And then, yes, I noticed she fell off the more I tried to just do basic content. It wasn't even me trying to go into the abyss. Just going into the bosses for the story, I was just like, oh, my build is a little light here. And yeah, like, it happens. But again, she is, let's face it, she's physical. She's not cryo. And not in the sense that even like Freminet, because Freminet is just a 4-star Eula, and he kind of does it better in terms of being able to utilize his element. But as I went along, I was just like, okay, who's next? Of course, that was Neuvillette and Kazuha, because that's why I skipped those banners on my main. I wanted Nuvi and Kazuha, actually. So I picked up Kazuha, solid pickup. I got Baiju because I knew he was a solid pickup for Furina. They work very, very well together, and like I said before, he is my comfy healer. It's why I have him. He was there for Furina. Do I use him as often anymore? No, unfortunately I don't, but I do like having him as an option in a pinch. In a pinch. And then after Furina, I believe was the Nilou Navia banner, which I skipped. And then it was Yelan and Emily. And I went for Emily as a replacement for Nahida because I didn't know when Nahida was going to rerun during Natlan. And I got Tighnari. So I went, oh, okay. Well, I guess we level Tighnari. So my DPSs at the start were Eula, who was one from the 1.x series, right? Like, she was one of the first. And then Tighnari, who was Sumeru and Standard. Tighnari's still a solid unit, but again, he doesn't compare to the newer characters. He needs really good supports to stand out. So honestly, like, trying to do aggravate with, or it has to be Hyper Bloom. He could get away with doing like aggravate and stuff like that against the Tulpa because the Tulpa is Hydro itself. But like if I tried to do a Hyper Bloom team and stuff like that with a Nepha, with Lunar Charge, it probably would do fairly well because the Lunar Charge damage would just help Tighnari, honestly. Just kill things faster. And then upon that loss, I got Mualani. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I feel that she was a mistake. Yes, she does the really big hard hit. She to this day has my highest damage on this account, which is 400k. I mean, I could check, but I'm too lazy. It's 400k and some change. I have never been able to get her to do that again. Why? I don't know. The only thing that's changed, like, she was on the Wit Sith before, so this just might be a whole ass Wit Sith problem, and I keep getting a proc that doesn't help her. But I've tried it on both HP Sands and EM Sands, and she's done better with the EM, so that's what she's got. Virgin Mualani was my first 36 clear with Jean, Emily, and Zhang Ling. That is an interesting team, and congrats on that first clear with that. That's excellent. So, and that shows the creativity with Mualani there because she's still doing the vape and everything. She still does what she wants to do. with other elements being mixed in there. So that works very well. I have the units to do that, except for Emily on this account. So, but you know what? You could try it with Nita. It would be very, very hard to do just because Emily does prevent you from hurting yourself all that much. But, you know, so for me, for the characters I have, I did my best. Right now, she just runs Pure Vape with Shalonin, Dea, and Zhengling. Sometimes Pyro Traveler, all depending. But that's just because of the supports I have. And then who is next? We had Shalonin, which was fine. And then we got Chaska. Chaska, I don't regret at all. I did luck out, and actually, even upon a loss on that banner, we did get first Great Magic. We don't talk about the rest of the 5-star weapons on this account because it's only one. Yay. I used Jean because I needed a healer, and I thought VV would help. Absolutely. That's a solid reason to do that. I do have Jean on this account. She was first standard? I think she was my first standard 5-star. But I didn't have a reason to really get her because I think I got her. We can actually look, though. Let's check the character archive. Character archive. Whee! So we go down. What did I get Baiju? Baiju I got the 24th of May last year. And Jean. Okay, I did get Jean before Baiju. Who the heck was I running as a healer? I would have to look at my old VODs. I don't remember what my teams were. Because it would make sense that I would level her to get a solid healer. It definitely wasn't Babs. So yeah, I honestly, was it Bennett? No, Bennett
Benny's
got
adventure team.
close to Jean. Close to Jean when I got Benny. Yeah, and I got Mika well after. Was it for... No? Definitely wasn't Farina. Definitely wasn't... That's why. That's why. Where is Eula? Yep, that's why. So I got Eula, and I got Charlotte somewhere. And we were like, oh yeah, let's level Charlotte. So I started leveling Charlotte. And then I got Mika. And my husband was like, level Mika because it'll help out Eula more. And I was like, okay. But that's why I didn't touch Jean. Yeah, I got Shinobu way later. We was anti-Jean when you got... Well, I mean, I still am anti-Jean just because she made me lose Zhongli for my very first 5-star on my main. She wasn't really doing much on the other accounts. That is true. That is true. However, I do remember trying to level Jean on my main for some reason. I don't remember why exactly, but I was like, I want to use Jean. So I bought her skin. I wasted money on the skin because I haven't used Jean outside of Imaginarium Theater. So yeah, let me look for a sec. Because after Shalonin, I tried... That's right. So I got Chaska. And I was originally going to... I got Nahida. I did get Nahida. Then I went for Chaska. I was originally going to go for Zhongli to have a little bit more sustain. Opted not to because that was then Malvika and Sitlali. And I was like, man, I really need another big, heavy hitter that's not Mualani. Because Mualani was, again, starting to be very inconsistent with her damage. So I was like, okay, what can I do? Let's go for Malvika. And it took me to hard pity, and I lost to C1 Tighnari. And I was like, well, I can't be mad because I do use Tighnari, but this sucks. So on the guarantee, I went for, I believe, Verisa. Yep, because the next was Clorand and Arlecchino. I went for Clorand. I didn't get enough wishes. And then I went for Verisa, got Verisa. Now, on this account, I actually, while going for Melvika, got C6 Janssen. So that helps her. And then, what was after that? I went for Skirk. I skipped Escoffier, but I went for Skirk because I was a dum-dum. Brain went, I have Charlotte with Farina for Chaska, not realizing, for some reason, she is just a better Charlotte. Oops. So, yeah, that's going to be a must on a rerun, actually. I would love to get Skirk on this account. I had pre-farmed stuff for Skirk, unfortunately. And I lost 50-50. Couldn't get enough wishes before the banner ended. So we went to the Malvika banner. Took me to 85 freaking pity. And I lost to C2 Tighnari. The game just wants me to use Tighnari. And then I went for Anefa. Because I was just like, you know what? Anefa might actually be a good pickup. Not just because of having the newer reaction. Quote unquote newer reaction. But having a shield and stuff like that, she just basically replaces Auroron for Chaska. And it's been working out very well. And this also opens up other teams as teams too. I believe I did try it with Mualani and it wasn't terrific. But, I mean, did I do that? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember if I actually did try with a source of Pyro so we could still get the Vapes. But having Anefa there. I think I did. And funny enough, Mualani wasn't enough Hydra when I did it. So, but that was my bad. That was probably more of a skill issue than anything else. Maybe for the account, you should go back to its roots, so to say. What you do on your main, do the other on this. Since you're going for Electro, do it on the main, go for the Dendro Girl on this. Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm doing. So there is a very big difference, like I said, with the free-to-play versus even just a budget spender. So my main account, and a lot of people already know this, but I will say it again. I am a Nuvi main. He is the only character I have beyond C1, limited character. He is C4 currently. I plan on going for his C6 when he reruns. He is already R1. And my focus on that account is always, is this character going to make Nuvi better? Will it give him a new playmate to keep him relevant? And he's gotten quite a few playmates. And Lauma and apparently Nefer are no exception to that. I wanted to skip Nefer. But if she's going to be a good playmate for Nuvi, guess what? I'm going to actually pull for her. Now, I want both Flynn's and Lauma because I loved Lauma's design when I saw her. Flynn's is just a very pretty man that's a polearm user, and I got a thing for spears. Just because of Dracoon from Final Fantasy. So I want Flynn's. So it's going to be a little song and dance for my main. But when I looked at it and being like, is it possible that Lauma could replace Nahida? Now, this is all going to depend on how much Dendro application and stuff like that is. So all depending, it's just like, okay, we can deal with like Lunar Bloom in a way, and then we would create Hyper Blooms, because obviously with Tighnari, I would have to throw in like Xingqiu or even Farina. Just keep in mind, we only have one Farina. And see what we can do with that. And that would just still utilize Tighnari as a DPS. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But at the same time, it's like, as a free-to-play player, and anybody who is free-to-play, feel free to chime in, whether it be you're here and chat with me right now or down in the comments when I post the VOD to YouTube. Is it worth vertical investing in characters on free-to-play, like going for constellations and stuff like that? Now, in terms of constellations for limited characters, I think the only one I have is Farina. I have C1 Farina to help the fanfare stack if I use Bennett. Because Bennett kind of needs the help with that. Yeah, I think all my limited characters are C0 outside of Farina. And that's why I was debating Chaska. It's just unfortunate that Chaska is being rerun just before Nod Cry. But I would not mind getting her C1. Hell, even her signature weapon would help her out a ton. But is it worth doing the vertical investment as a free-to-play player? Because your resources are so limited. Now, I want to point out again that I fell into the trap of the Chronicle Wish not once, but twice. And again, my main, I have not touched it. I have not touched it. This account became, I'm going to dip my toes in here and see what happens. Because I am curious. And the worst part about the Chronicle Wish, after a while, you feel like it's really not worth it. My experience with the Chronicle Wish on the Mondstadt Chronicle Wish, not just because I lost, it felt bad rolling on it. Especially when I got towards Soft Pity. Because the more I rolled, the more I saw that I was just getting weapons. Don't get me wrong, I gotta show this. Because I did use him for quite a while, and I still love using him. He's probably, I can't say he's my favorite 4-star, because Auroron's a 4-star, but Kaya. I adore Kaya. And he is still a solid unit. You love the Chronicle Wish? The Chronicle Wish made it so I had C3 Kaya at almost near the very beginning of the game. So, the other reason the Mondstadt Chronicle Wish was good was it gave you the opportunity in a much smaller pool to pull the 3 starters. And luckily for me, it gave me Kaya the most. But every time I rolled on it, if I got a character, it was never a new character. It was always a constellation, which I found incredibly weird. I didn't get Sucrose. I didn't get Fischl. I didn't get Bennett while I was rolling on that. It was like C1 Diona, C3 Kaya, C1 Lisa, C1 Amber. I was like, I can't complain about the starter 3, but there are other really goated characters from Mondstadt. My luck is that bad, or I'm getting a freaking ass weapon. I lost to Ito and Ayato on Chronicle Wish, but I can't lie and say I don't love it. So, you brought up a really good point with the Chronicle Wish, and why I actually don't think the system is terrible. I just wish it didn't use the intertwined fates. And that's if you lose your charted character, it doesn't default to the standard banner characters unless they are from that region in that list. Inazuma was mwah when it came to that, because there is no Inazuma character on the standard banner except for Mizuki. But Mizuki had just come out, so they weren't going to put her in the Chronicle Wish. So if you lost your 50-50, you got a limited 5-star. Would it be one you wanted? Maybe not. But I can't deny that being able to lose to a limited character like that is bad. Because it's not. Inazuma Chronicle Wish, so here's the thing. I skipped the Leeway Chronicle Wish on this account. Again, my main account never touched the Chronicle Wish. This is where I dipped my toes. I resisted the allure of the Leeway Chronicle Wish. But when Inazuma's came out, brain went, those weapons are solid. Now, I wasn't really using a sword user at the time, and if I was, I probably would have continued rolling on it to try to get Missplitter or Haran. Like, Skirk was so far out, I didn't even think that Haran might actually be like her second best in slot. And honestly, Haran would have been a better pickup for whatever sword user I even have, such as Kaya, because it's a free-to-play account. I don't really have access to crit rate weapons. I have to slow that down every time I say it. And it would have been excellent. Missplitter would have been excellent. Even the Red Horn would have been excellent. But I went for Kagura's Verity, because this was right after I got Veresa. And I was just like, okay, I kind of want to alleviate the Witsith problem. Now, here's the thing with the Witsith. Frieza can utilize all of it. So it's not really a problem for her, but my brain went, I want Stat Stick to not use Witsith. Or give Stat Stick to Mualani to fix Witsith problem. I can't say Witsith now. So I started pulling on Kagura's Verity, and about 50 some odd wishes in, I decided to stop and change gears to going back to characters and possibly having other weapons to, excuse me, that might be a better fit and stuff like that. Like, it's like, well, Mualani probably will be rerunning soon, like she is right now. And Surf's Up would not only just be her signature, but guess what? A stat stick for Veresa. So I could just go for Surf's Up instead. Like, so I wasted, quote unquote, 50 freaking wishes on the Chronicle Wish with getting nothing. Because that was my bad. Wish I had 2 Chronicle Wishes. So you don't have to wish the same amount for weapons and characters. Yeah. No, I agree with that too. I wish they were separate. I wish they would... I wish the Chronicle Wish would run a little bit more often, cycling through to give better options. And honestly, let's face it, if people are spending money and they really want like an older character or a weapon or something like that, they will swipe. If they really, really, really want it. But yeah, I ended up using 50 some odd wishes, trying for Kagura's Verity, and stopped because I just shifted gears. What does that mean now for Chronicle Wish? Because the pity does carry over, thankfully. I had stated that when a Sumeru Chronicle Wish happened, I would go for Hunter's Path. And honestly, I wouldn't mind going for Beacon of the Red Sea either. I have both Tighnari and Dea. So getting their signatures would be just icing on the cake at that point. Plus, I believe Beacon of the Red Sea is actually a really good universal claymore. Hunter's Path I've seen on a couple characters like Sethos. So, I mean, they could be really good. But the problem is, especially now we're going into Nod Cry, what's going to be more beneficial? Do we go for the weapons, or do we go for pretty shiny Nod Cry? All depending on what's on the banner, right? It's going to all depend on what's on the banner. So that's what has me more concerned for free to play on this. So what do you do? So how do you all free to play players like deal with that restriction? And it is a restriction. Because you have to do what's best for the account. And from my eye, I was on the right thing, just there. So you're not gonna yap. Don't yap. This account has some decent characters, and their builds aren't terrible. Could they use better weapons or artifacts? Yes. However, you have the issue of I'm dealing with the luck of the draw on weapons, and I'm dealing with randomness on the artifacts as well. Like, that's just the straight ass, base of the game. That's the name of the game. So, like, for an example, we have Chaska as one of my DPS here. These are her stats right now. She is on Codex, so she has an 88-ish crit rate over 273. It's not bad at all. Her build is fairly solid. The only thing she could use, honestly, outside of her C1, is her weapon. And the weapon's catered to her. And the reason why I bring up the weapon is because it's like, if I got her weapon to put on her, First Great Magic could go on Tighnari. Because right now, he's wielding an Amos bow. And it's right here with the gimmicks. When the wielder has 1, 2, 3, or more gimmick stacks, okay? This has to deal with the number of characters of the same element in your party. Tighnari can actually utilize this passive because I run him with I was a free-to-play up until AR-55, and now I'm struggling for not investing in earlier supports. So were you going just for DPSs before? Because what's funny about that is that I'm the opposite on this account. I went for supports. And it's just like, okay, cool, I'll grab the supports and then find the DPSs, and then the DPSs just didn't come along very quickly. Outside of a loss with Tighnari. Like I said, I got Jean. Got an early Chi-Chi somewhere. And then I lost to Tighnari. So the Tighnari really was the only DPS I had outside of like doing some wacky shenanigans with Kazuha and Kaya. You didn't pull at all. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question because you saved. Did you, when you did pull on the DPS characters and stuff like that, did you vertically invest and actually go for weapons or constellations, or did you just get the character and stop? I'm actually really curious. I set up all my pulls in C6 Clorand, and it was the backbone of my account for ages. You have a C6 Clorand? That's awesome. How many wishes was that, by the way? My newbie is C4, and that's been in pieces of his reruns. Got him C0 near the end of his banner, thankfully early on a guarantee. Got his C1 when he ran with Kazuha, thanks to my brother and my friend Brian, who gifted me gift cards so I could top up for my birthday. And then the last rerun for newbie, I got super lucky. I got his C2 and C3 in one pull. But that was at 82 pity, by the way, on a guarantee. But I got 2 newbies in one pull, got his weapon really early, and then my husband gifted me $100 going, go get your C4, honey. $780 for C6 R1? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So you have vertically invested in a character, and I'm assuming you really like Clorand, so that's why you did it. So do you find that Clorand has fallen off, or do you feel that it's like, oh, if I got this support, she'd be very solid? Because that's always the funny thing, too. I can say, you know, X character has fallen off completely. It's like Eula. Like, Eula is a character that's fallen off, but that's more because she doesn't have anything that supports her being physical outside of something like Mika. And, by the way, Dahlia does it better. And no, I'm not going to flip to Dahlia. 1, I don't have him on this account. 2, I don't want to hear popcorn crunching in my ears. My account is now spending out supports for Clorand now. Nice. Very nice. Only pulled Malvika on Syrian to support her. Excellent. Just because Malvika can do an ass ton of damage doesn't mean you want her to. If you want Clorand to be centered stage, she is centered stage. I applaud that. I really applaud that. And that's kind of the way I feel about this account. Like, I would love to just sit there and, you know, get stuff for Chaska. Chaska actually has some really good supports. I just missed out on Escoffier, again, being stupid, not realizing that she was just an upgraded version of Charlotte. My brain was thinking Skirk, and I was originally going to skip Skirk on this account, but I was just like, oh, who was I watching? Because I do want to credit them. I think it was Volty? I think it was Volty, who showcased a free-to-play Skirk. And this was without Escoffier, without Farina, and stuff like that, and did fairly well, including on something like Finale of the Deep. Excuse me. And I was like, okay, so if you do that, I can run Maruchise Hunter, because I do have Farina on this account. I was like, oh man, this could be pretty good. Yeah. And of course the game was like, no, I don't think so. At the end of the day, it's a game. If I feel like the character design, I want them to do well. Yes, absolutely. And that's my entire goal. Yep, I see that. This has been really good insight. I haven't really had the opportunity to even ask somebody about being free to play on Genshin itself. Like even Honkai Star Rail, I had the whole intention of trying to be free to play on that. Um, but I just really wanted to level the characters and make teams to try to get whatever works. Just because with HSR, I do kind of handicap myself and let the auto do the things. And I just want to see, it's basically just testing my build at that point. So, it's one of those things that I was just like, yeah, I want the resources. So I am going to say this, okay? Like I said, I found it easier. It's like, well, of course you're spending money. Of course it's easier. Just whale harder. VP Welkin's not a whale. It's barely even a dolphin. As my husband and I were talking when we were cutting back stuff and stuff like that when I walked away from my office job and whatnot, I was just like, okay, I'm going to cut out Final Fantasy 14 because I wasn't really having a lot of fun with it. Or cutting back. He's like, no, you can do that. You're fine. We're okay. Well, we got through Dawn Trail, and ultimately I was like, I'm done. I'm just done for now. Because I didn't appreciate, I guess I appreciate, but I didn't really enjoy Dawn Trail as a whole. So I was like, okay, I want to do that. And I originally had said that I was going to have to go free to play on my main because of, money. If I cut out 14, that money goes to Genshin. And we were just like, it literally is just like a subscription fee to do Battle Pass Welkin on Genshin. And I was getting way more out of it than I was playing 14. So money well spent on my main. So honestly, like if you are free to play and you're just going, oh man, I wish I had a little bit more resources and can budget the money. I'm not saying throw the money at the game. The Battle Pass Welkin combo is the best you can do. When we realized what the Welkin did, that was a funny moment because I was like, I want Primos because I lost to Jean for Zhongli. I need Zhongli. So I was like anything that was kind of cheapish. So we were like, I was looking at the Welkin because it's $5, and I was like, okay, I'll grab this. So you get the 300 Genesis crystals. Yeah, you get the 300 Genesis crystals. And then it was the 90 Primos. And my husband's like, that doesn't really seem worth it. And then we were like, oh, you get the 90 Primos a day. That's pretty good. The welcome giveaways from other communities help out a lot. I have seen specifically one streamer give out like Welkins all the time. I have not been able to win one of those, which is okay. But honestly, shout out to those streamers that are able to do that to help people who either can't afford it. And that's nothing to be ashamed of either. Again, at the end of the day, it's a game. Don't go broke for a game. Just have fun. Now, in terms of like the quote unquote health of an account, that's a little bit different. In order for you to have fun, what units do you need? How much planning do you need to have? And that was, the thing that you mentioned. You got C6 R1 Clarant, but you didn't have the supports for her to really make her shine. And I think that's kind of the thing. I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do X thing on my main. Like I said, I'm a newbie main. Anytime newbie gets a new playmate, I gotta pull. I finally got another stream. Hey, welcome back. How you doing? So like I said, in terms of this account, depending on how Llama works, I probably will be saving for her so we can actually do a little bit of stuff with Tighnari and bring him back. I'm doing all right. I'm still getting over a little bit of a cold. Basically, I think my husband and I just keep passing it back and forth. But overall, doing pretty solid. Glad to hear you're doing well. Are you looking forward to Not Cry? So close. So close. Give me Flynn's. I need the pretty man. You know, I don't have. We can try this. Let me actually try something. Your party that you had said for Mulan. We're just gonna play for a second. Nope, that's my husband's version. There we go. Uh, actually, I would just have Shalonen. Wait. Oh, okay. So I guess I would have to replace it with Nahida. Her with Nahida. Although I could use Baiju for the sustain. But I am
Time to
curious.
broaden the horizons again.
Let's go beat up the Dorito. I want to see something. The pretty man. I need the pretty man. Let's get
Boba, get them!
okay.
Cha! 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 Cha!
Close enough. Run, baby, run. Yeah, so I found this funny on my main account. I was looking at my artifacts and I had a healing bonus head a piece on Shalonen. And I remember why. I believe it had defense on it too. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then I'm like, what happens if I use this defense circlet I had forever? And I think she's healing just a little bit more than she was before. So I found that funny. All right, let's...
I see everything. Hey, yeah! The Temple of Wisdom. Carving waves. Catch an epic wave. Whoosh!
All right. That was pretty good, actually. So her burst did 260k.
Sand surfing sounds like a blast.
Now, this is the only reason that she's on this. I only got one wits up. I don't know why I did that. I wanted to quit Mulan. There we go. Oh, wait. My Witsits is only R2? Do I not have another one? I've avoided more Witsits? How the frick did I do that? I am so confused. Oh, I can R5 this.
You know I'm up for the challenge.
Bring it!
Boba, get them! Grow, grow, grow! Cha! Cha! Let's ride! Amazing!
Awesome.
Off we go!
Hmm.
Off we go!
Go, Nahihi. Nahida, what do you have for a weapon? Okay, you are on sacrifice. Okay.
Everyone hold hands! Carving waves!
That's not what I wanted to do.
After frying pan, into the fire! Eat! Make yourselves a room! Let's ride! Woohoo!
I didn't see what the whips had hit.
Surf's up! Check this out! Best of luck!
Okay. It's not slap. That probably would have been better if I hit the right button, because I didn't mean to have her go on the shark. I just wanted her to bap the thing.
Need a surfboard?
Right? I killed you.
This may hurt a little. Race!
Ow.
Off we go. At the frying pan, into the fire. That really hurt.
That does really hurt.
Yeah. Need a surfboard?
Missing every single crit. Now, granted, I think Shalom's only at 50. Anymore? Close enough. You always find it into where people put... My husband thinks I put things in weird spots, too. My husband also says my buttons are weird. I'm covering up the controls with my model, but I have my skill on R1 and my burst on R2, and my sprint is triangle. It makes sense to me. Alright, let's try this again.
I see everything. Boba, get them! The Temple of Wisdom. Let's shred, Sharky.
Okay, so she's not gonna... It depends on what she gets on the Witsith, and I think this is now twice that she's gotten the thing that doesn't help her. Actually, no, that's elemental mastery. That should be fine. So yeah, she just needs more consistent damage. That's why she was on this. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, my husband is too. My husband is too. That seems to be pretty common. I don't know why my brain wants to go to the bottom. Maybe it's because it's the last thing I need to hit to bring them back on field. Soda. Okay. But this little team is not bad. Emily would definitely be a better choice than Nahida just because I wouldn't take as much damage. But I can't complain. Like, at all. Dea's not gonna... Yeah, Zhengling is gonna be way better than Dea. So, and I have Shalonen, so I don't need Pyro Traveler to do Cinder City. So very solid.
This weather makes me want to lay down and catch
In order
some
of use.
rays.
Like, even mine
Sunbathing
isn't even that.
conditions.
Because, like, yeah, I started with Nahida, but then I have to skip Shalonen, go here, and then go here. And I don't know why that makes sense in my brain. It just does. Or rather, it goes meh, meh, meh,
There'll be an extra fee for that.
meh, meh, meh.
I'll
Maybe it's the fact that I just like hitting buttons. I don't know. All right, I'm going to quickly go to my main. We'll start doing dailies. I will do the... I logged out in the Fortress of Meripede so we could continue on with Unfinished Comedy. So I'll do one of the quests down there because that's where we're at. Get the Primos from that. Go do my artifact route and my ley lines. and we'll get
There'll
the
be an extra
hopefully
fee
get the
for
Primos
that.
to do at least one pull on a Neffa's weapon banner. I am like 50 something pity, almost close to 60, I think. Hopefully we see it soon.
I'll think about
I don't want to have to pull the credit card. Please don't make me do that, Hoyo. You're gonna get my money when Nuvolette comes back. You're probably gonna get my money for Flints. Please don't make me use it on a Neffa. You got my money on Skirk, dang it. I need to save somewhere. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. And back. I think I saw there was an ad break running, which is all right. That gives me time to actually log into my account. But we got about 30 minutes-ish before I break with Star Rail and have some lunch. And again, Star Rail's probably going to be very quick, and I'll go over this probably one more time as I logged in. If you were here yesterday, you know I pulled on Heislin's banner. I had went up to 78 pity because that's usually where I've seen the 5-star on Star Rail if I hadn't gotten it early. So I went to 78 and have not I have not seen the 5-star. So I am going to hold and go for the next character on phase 2. So all right, which oh my freaking frames. All right, there we go. Fix yourself.
Kids these days, you just can't rely on them.
All right. Again, I'm just spamming through this. If I do want to read it, I can read it on the free-to-play account. I was not expecting to have to go through the 2 really long quests around here that I hadn't touched, which is Unfinished Comedy, and then I don't know what the other quest is called, but it's the one where you get the sword. I'm pretty sure the door I can't open is the one connected to that. If it's connected to this, I'll be amazed. But the Hydroculi compass keeps blocking me. It keeps showing me 2 specific spots, which are connected to these quests. So unfortunately, in order for me to get the oculi, I need to go through these. Enjoy the lurks. Wait, what? What? Do you see that back there, chat? How did I never get this? I'm pretty sure this room has been open. Why have I not gotten that chest? Now that's all I can see in this cutscene. That's 5 Primo gems. Stop yapping, Paimon. We can read where we're supposed to go after.
You've earned yourself a reward.
I made it just in time. I just climbed the stairs. Got enough on my EU account, and that was after 23 pulls. I got the spear in 43. Yeah, that was my Escalfier pulls. That was almost literally my Escalfier pulls. I unfortunately, on this account, my main account, I lost 50-50 on Enefa. No, I didn't lose 50-50 on that. That was Skirk. I got Enefa in 20, but I lost the spear to Sitlali's weapon. And that was still in, like, pity. Oh, that was quick. 20! Oh, I still need to do credits. So are you gonna make... Yeah, you will. Okay. Alright, let's do this one. Where are you? Are you below me? Are you below me or above me? Let's see. It's above me. Can't get Sitlali on my American account, which is making me cry. Didn't have enough pulls for the enough weapon. Like, I'm trying because I really think it's going to be the more beneficial option, just because Enefa is going to slot into a lot more teams. But like, when I went for Skirk, I have Chiori's weapon because I lost Shalona's weapon to it when I was pulling for it. So I have a decent weapon to put on Skirk, but I was like, I need the drip. I need the drip. I've been waiting for Skirk. I really want it. And when I lost to the Calamity Queller, it became a problem because I was just like, I lost early enough where I can still get it. The problem is farming for it. And I was like, I don't know if I... like. It's so weird. Swiping on the weapon banner feels bad. Swiping for the characters feels fine, and I don't know why that is. But my husband just went, go for it. We're good. And I was like, okay. But again, that's... spend responsibly. That's all I'm saying. Like, spend responsibly. C2R1 Shalonen in the future for Chiori. I think my husband said the same thing. He was trying for C1 Chiori on the Chronicle Wish, and he didn't end up getting it. Because he really likes Chiori as well. I'll take you to go see Seedween. Let's go see Seedween. Let's find a doctor. Gee, I wonder who the doctor is. If it's not Seedween, I will be very surprised. Spend irresponsibly. I didn't say that. See, responsibly. See, you said it. You know. I'm being very responsible spending over $1,000 to try to get this one weapon. Thank God they changed that. Chiori is the most invested character on your account? I'm going to assume that means like really good artifacts and stuff like that. Because you have a C6 Clorand. I think that says there's high investment. Newbie, I want your long legs. Run, newbie, run. Awesome. Should we go back and talk to them? So now let's go back to the usual place. Awesome. Cool. We do have enough to do the wish now. So I will actually do my Trapped in the Fortress of Mirror. Bah! Alright, let's go talk to Catherine, do my expedition. I don't have any stone, so I can't put anything on the forge.
Bad Astra.
Get you so I can try first at Lolly. Just get Jean or D Luke C1 and Setho C6. Ah. Did you go for her on the original run, or did you actually go for the Chronicle Wish? Or with Shalonen? That was where the other one was. I tried for pulling for Shiori on my free-to-play account when she ran with Shalonen, because I got Shalonen early enough, and I was just like, you know what? Shiori might be a solid pickup for a DPS. Now, granted, I didn't have too many things for her. Like I would have to use like Ningguang to get the other doll out and stuff like that, because I don't have like Zhongli or anything. And I got an early 5-star at 20 pity, but I lost to Daya. And I was like, well, I'm guaranteed. I have to save the guarantee. And I believe I used the guarantee on Nahida, so it wasn't a total loss. All on Chronicle. And I lost to Ito, Ayaka, Ayato, and Redhorn. Yeah, Inazuma Chronicle Wish was actually pretty goated. Like, I would not be unhappy if I had a Redhorn. Now, granted, the only Claymore character I really use is Navia, and I have Verdict, so I don't know who would use the Redhorn outside of like, oh hey, level Noelle. Oh good, you actually hit the goose this time, Nuvolet. Got Mona on the EU account for lack of better characters. I have Mona, Anefa, Synccho, and for some reason, Aoife on that team. Hell yeah! Get that electro charge.
A little elusive. Into the void.
Fontaine Cast has some best characters. I love Fontaine. It's still my favorite region. Like, every character pretty much was a solid hit for me. Got Aoife on C3. So far on this banner alone. Make it make sense. Well, the good news is that when Chaska and Bulani run, if you really want his constellations, he's back. Along with Aurora. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's kind of the funny thing too. Because a lot of people like were theorizing the Chronicle Wish for Fontaine, and then a lot of people just went, you know, Nuvolette would sell a lot. I don't know if he would be on a Chronicle Wish, and I was like, no, I think he would be. Which makes me scared. Because if that's how I have to get my C6, I'm gonna cry. However, that also means Risley would be on there, and I could get a C1 and make him more usable. Yes, please, make him more usable, even though I have Skirk. The only character I wouldn't really want, like, upon a loss, it wouldn't be bad because I like the character, but it would be Linny, just because I suck with bows. And on this account, I have 0 bows. Janssen is one of your most hated characters. I can't like. Ah! I read chat and I fell off the staircase. Sorry, Nuvi. Say character. Let's see. Can't pull them 22 times. Last banner. 0 bows. Yep. I have 0 5-star bows on this account. My free to play. I have 2. And those are the only 5-star weapons I have on that account. Because the game decided to give me an R4 Amos bow. Isn't that nice? So that was me not having any 5-star bows on this account. It's part of the reason that I'm like, I want Chaska because I really like her, but I have nothing for her. And yeah. You have a Favonius bow, be jealous. I hope Fontaine Chronicle I can get enough pulls for C2 Farina and Navia cons. So Farina, so this is now the question. We know Farina runs as an Archon. And if they continue with what they did with Raiden, then the Chronicle Wishes might line up with an Archon rerun, so that would be possible, but on the Chronicle Wish itself, nope. I honestly would love to see a Chronicle Wish just with all the Archons. Just make it an Archon Wish session and go ham. Do you know how much money probably would be dropped on that if they did that? Honestly, would like C1 Zhongli. I wouldn't mind having the second pillar. I don't have Venti. I don't have Malvika.
Settle down.
A dash of frost. Merciless. Paradigm shift.
I think you only hit that one guy. Good job.
There's no. Bow your head.
My internet is not liking that. the end of Non Cry, they should just run all the Archons on a Chronicle. That would be amazing. But yeah, Fontaine is probably the only Chronicle wish I am going to fall for on this account. Especially if it's how I have to get Nuvolette. So I'm preparing myself for it. I'm preparing myself for it. Like, I kind of hoping, no, not necessarily like with the Archons or regional or something like that, but I kind of hope that they do what Star Rail did and make it so that you can change up the 50-50 loss. Yep, launch yourself off the platform, UV. UV? UV. There's a lot of noise coming from outside. But like, so with Star Rail, for those who don't know, you can actually, they introduced putting in Blade, Seely, and oh, I'm blanking on her name. She's basically the head of the CN show. And you can just interchange them out with some of the standard banner characters upon the loss for 50-50. And I'm like, you know what? That's excellent. And just to point out, I don't care that they got reworked. That's probably why they reran. But they did just rerun Blade. So I don't know how you would know if you lost 50-50 or not if you had Blade in the mix. But I hope they do something like that. Do you manage to get Risley? So I built Hazo instead. You lost a Blade on Xingli Yu? That's actually kind of funny. Just because they were running together.
Silent!
Off to the free. Merciless. Another star goes out.
But that's what I would really like them to do. Because, like, what are the odds we are going to see Klee or Albedo outside of a Chronicle Wish and stuff like that? So the Chronicle Wish is a good idea, it just has its flaws. So why can't we have some of the older characters just be like filler for the 50-50 losses? Not saying Star Rail is better, but some of the quality of life stuff just kind of is nice, and it's just like, huh, you know, these are older characters. Why don't they just do that? You're using Saber's light cone? Did you pull for Saber too? Or just the light cone, because the light cone looked useful. I'm curious, because, like, since they announced it, like, it's cool that the fake characters are there, but since day one, I was like, I'm skipping Saber. Like, I don't care if she's still there and I can get her. It's just I have no interest in spending my summons on Saber. I'm just kind of curious if anybody's got them, both her and Archer, built, and how they feel about them. Because I've seen controversy, of course I have. And I'm like, I'm just sitting in my happy little corner with Herta and Anaxa, and then my Caster's team, and now Finon. Now I gotta remind myself that I have to do this at 10:30 tomorrow. There's a good chance I'm not gonna remember that. Maybe I should put that as the stream title after I end stream. Do artifact route on main at 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. We gotta be more precise. And why is my stream titled that? Because it's a reminder. I really wish, so part of the reason I'm not actually pulling for, Heistlands right now, because even though I'm pretty close to a 5-star, that I stopped was because pretty much everything that I was watching yesterday in terms of testing, yeah, people were using the best in slot characters like Hua Hua and all that stuff, but the one thing that was consistent upon testing was that she basically needs Kafka, because of course, look whose else is on banner. Huh? Huh?
A little fearless.
Love that for me. For some reason, Freeze didn't trigger. That's weird. Oh, were you hitting this? That might be why it didn't trigger. So yeah, upon seeing that, I was like, you know, I did that with Finon, and I got super, super lucky. Because I got Finon in my first 10 pull, and was the first pull in that 10 pull. So I was able to pull for Sunday, and I won Sunday. And then I went for my E1 Tribby, and I got her as well. So I got incredibly lucky on that banner, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that again for another character like that. If I don't have them, I don't have them. So it sucks, but...
May I present?
I'm just skipping till Cyrene or Hyacine. I'm going to get, what's her name? It's the next character. Is it Sidra? Something like that? I'm grabbing her for Finon, but also for Anaxa. Because honestly, when he reruns, I would love to get
Dare you?
Eidolons for Anaxa. Because he's my favorite character. Kind of stop playing because HSR... How they do HSR randoms. Yeah, I do agree with you, Hun, and I totally understand why. They feel a lot more predatory than Genshin's do. The only thing with Genshin, and if it happens in Nodcry, I will be a little bit mad. Or a little bit more than mad. And that's when they run two new characters together. Because it feels like they're, you know, they're definitely playing on FOMO.
Bow your head. Merciless. Into the void.
Just once more.
The March stuff they've been showing off on YouTube is having... Oh, with Evernight? Evernight looks pretty cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've been seeing that she looks like she's going, not just for Finon, but that I could probably use her with Anaxa and Herta sounds like fun. And as I mentioned, I would love to get some Eidolons for Anaxa. Because he is my favorite character. I would love to actually E6 him. like just much like the way I've been doing for Neuvillette. I do have his light cone though, so that's step 1 already done. Let's get these out of the way. Yes, Tummy, it's almost time for lunch. Honestly, a lot of the Chrysos heirs stuff seems pretty strong. Like Tribby is absolutely cracked with her Eidolons. That's why I went after her E1. For Finon, honestly, I kind of regret not going for Finon's light cone. Because one of the biggest problems I have with my Finon is that he's not fast enough, and that would have fixed the issue. I wouldn't have minded Hyacine's light cone either, because that would have actually put her what she quote unquote requires for speed from what I've seen. Because every piece has speed on her. Outside of getting really lucky and getting like, 9 rolls of speed kind of situation, like I don't really know what I could do better for her. Alright, let's double check the pity here. I'm pulling now just because if we get the weapon, we can use the resin on potential stuff to get her stuff done. I think it's available today. If not, then I go on as normal. Alright, so we're at 57. I say I kind of blew a lot of my pulls on Cypher. I actually thankfully skipped Cypher. No offense if people really liked her. I do like her design, I'll say that. I found her to be really annoying. So I was like, yeah, you're a skip, honey. I'm sorry. And I wasn't a huge, like, I appreciate what the story it does with Aglaya in terms of, like, character, quote-unquote, development, or rather development, because... or regression? I guess it would be regression. Because she was losing her humanity and stuff like that. But I wasn't a huge fan of Aglaya either. Her playstyle is kind of fun, though. Alright, 57. Please? Prayage in chat. Dang it! Alright, so that'll put us over 100, just over 100, doing dailies. Actually, I was doing quests.
I see the value in my...
I'm almost done with that. Okay. What's
But I also...
in... They must not be allowed to run amok.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate.
I'm trying to remember
Mondstadt's water
if
is
I
crisp
even had
and
anybody
pure,
for Cypher.
while water from Liyue
I know,
has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water... Silence!
Up to the freezer! The pinnacle of excellence! Extinguish! Ha, ha. Cha.
Of death.
Let's go back to Fontaine. Has the alien vet hit your server yet? No, not yet. I think it's actually gonna hit. Give it like 1 minute. If it doesn't hit at 11, it'll hit at noon. I'm not sure which one it is. It probably is at noon, actually. Do not eat that popcorn.
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete.
Okay, I did grab that. That's thankful. And for anybody wondering, the reason I'm holding on to the standard fates is just in case they do something on the update. On the 6.0 update to it, just to be on the safe side. Because I'm like at like 50 something pity or something like that. But that just said it was 11 o'clock, so.
Phew.
Well, I missed dialogue.
Isn't green tea meant to be good for chasing away the heat? Paimon thinks she heard that somewhere. Why don't we head to Elon Wharf and give it a try?
There you go.
I'll think about it.
So when I
There'll be an
got to the
extra
point of
fee for
being
that.
able to farm artifacts, I did splurge a chunk of those. So this account's almost 2 years old. In September, it'll be 2 years old.
All things come to an end. Even time.
All right, so we get Primos from this as well. Character outfit, yeah, but we don't get it for free. Sadage. Not that I have Yelan, but that would be a skin I would get if I had her. And that's 10 days to do that. All right, so we'll put that on the back burner for this for the moment, because I do want to try to. We'll see what happens next for Unfinished Comedy. If I don't get, if it doesn't finish up, because I don't know where I am in the quest. It says 40 Primos. Where I exactly am in the quest, I will do the Yelan event just to guarantee some extra Primos. But this will put us at, which should be 60. Now that I think about it, that should be 60 Primos. So that would net me a wish, because this will put me just over 100. So we could be at 58 pity. Yippee! All right. But for right now, I am going to flip over to Honkai Star Rail. I'm going to go make some lunch. And yeah, and then I'll come back and auto Honkai Star Rail like I usually do. I'll be here able to chat, but mostly my mic is muted so I can eat. But yeah, just to finish what I was saying, because I'm scatterbrained. Although I had, how many did I have? I think I had over like 60 of these when I really started farming artifacts, and I blew through most of them for Nubilette, and then I built up some more, and I went ham on Arlecchino's domain. Oh, speaking of which, did I change her build back? Where are you, Arlie? No, you have the crit rate one on. That's Zhengling's. Yay, Arlie. But yeah, I went ham on her stuff. And the only two things I had to actually make for her, one was her sands. I recently made her goblet, just so I could run an offset circlet. But all right. As soon as it hits my inventory, it's gone. I mean, I feel that. I think it's why I do like the transient resins, because it does give me at least one extra run of something. Oh, how elegant of you, Skirk. Look at that pose. So elegant. Stop moving, Paimon. You're stealing the show. Don't do that. Stupid Paimon. Oh, Arlie's? Ugh, I really don't like Arlie's domain either. Well, the biggest problem I have with Arlie's domain, it feels like everything wants to run away from you. And it's like, why are you all the way in Timbuktu? Like, come and fight me. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go make some num-nums. Got some leftover pasta. And we will do some auto on Honkai Star Rail. It really won't take that long, but you know what? It's something on the screen, right? I'll be right back. Alright, got my food. Don't want to scarf it because it's hot. Or at least the bowl is. I'm not getting harmony, am I? So let's close that out. There you are. I'm still kind of low on destruction. Always need you. And money. Oh yeah, my stream stuff. I keep hitting the wrong button every time. Because Genshin, there in Genshin, I don't think there's like an arrow I can click back on when I click on stuff. I just have to hit the circle button. Alright, we're just doing that. Let me see something. Alright, so let's finish up. I still need 85 of these, but I'm not capping her, so... Because I don't have a lot of the crown things. Alright. Auto goes, mic off, I'm gonna num num. But I'm here.
The future is bright. Have some sunshine.
Burn it all!
As you wish.
Riding the west wind. Away we go! So may the wind dispel the gloom, restore the skies. Go, go, go!
Embrace a new life.
Have some sunshine. Dispel the gloom, restore the skies. So may the wind riding the west wind. Away we go! Have some sunshine. Dispel the gloom, restore the skies. Go, go, go!
Forever doomed!
Wilt hear. Embrace a new life.
So may the wind
As you wish. Have some sunshine. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies. Riding the west wind. Away we go! Embrace a new life. Go, go, go! So make them wait. May death protect us! Dispel the gloom! Restore the skies! Riding the west wind! Away we go! Have some sunshine!
Forever doomed! Now accept your punishment.
Go, go, go!
So make them wait. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
Burn it all through my blood.
Embrace a new life. Go, go, go! Have some sunshine. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies. Riding the west wind. Away we go!
Oh, static. I thought I had one more run. That's all right. Every time. All right, how far can I take that stuff for Bronio? I don't want to use those yet because I only have 2. Base attack done. Close enough. So it's one more good farm of those. I think I'm gonna wait to use the fuel on that. Thank you. I started playing just after the Herda came out. So it was like at the end of her banner. I think I had like 10 pull. I think I did a 10 pull or 20 pulls on her banner. Didn't get anything. And decided to go for Robin because I was like, oh yeah, Robin's supposed to be really good. And I actually got her in the next 10 pull. So she was my first limited. And then we were going through stuff with Amphorius and everything, of course. So I ended up getting... Mighty came before Tribby, right? Or was it Tribby before Mighty? I think Mighty came first. I ended up getting Mighty just because, 1, I liked him, but 2, I needed a solid DPS, and I didn't have one, so I was like, okay, Mighty, come here. So I got him, I got Tribby, and I just recently got E1. casters I was originally not going to pull for, and then I did our trial. I was like, oh my god, how was I going to skip you? That's terrible. I don't know why I thought that. I'm sorry. Who's... Oh, it might be Asta. Yeah, it is Asta.
Every star is a miracle.
Yay. Alright, so now the question... Okay, you're looking okay. I think the only thing I don't have for you is the HP orb, right? Yeah, it's got wind. So I want to try. Interstellar Guide. Alright, I think I'm going to leave you where you are now, and we're going to farm for her. Okay. I would like to try this as sustainless. I don't know how this is going to go.
I appreciate the help of the Astral Express.
Let's find out. You only started playing? Yeah, so did I. Or was it the end of last year? It was literally just before the anniversary, so yeah, I think it was this year. On Mighty Hua Hua? Did you go for Mighty or Hua Hua? I have not been disappointed with Mighty. Mighty has been a solid unit for me.
Let's try it this other way.
I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
We could do it!
You skipped them? Who was your first limited?
We can do anything!
Me.
For tomorrow!
Oh.
Torment and doubt, farewell.
A future will come!
Well, I mean, that was pretty solid. I don't think I'm going to be able to run sustainless until Finon can get a higher speed. Alright, this is for the other characters, so we're gonna pop the fuel.
I choose you!
Oh, your first was Acheron! I wanted to pull for Acheron, and then I skipped her.
I will watch over you.
Because I was like,
and
man,
guide
she's
you on your
kind of
path.
fun.
Me.
For tomorrow! We can do anything!
Serenity is before me.
A future will come! Fury of innumerable core flames consume me! Hail the new dawn!
If you're wounded, Lord Finan, please let me know as soon as possible. Don't make him wait! Dispel the gloom! Restore the skies! To guard and defend! Crush them!
Torment and doubt, farewell.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did once
Watch
I,
over you and
The
guide
funny
you
thing
on
is,
your
the
path.
Mighty,
For tomorrow!
I think the only support outside of Tribby that I saw was Sunday, and I was like, well, I don't know what he's rerunning.
You sun tear the sky!
But when I got, specifically when I got Finon, I went, okay, who is he going to need? Because it's going to be stupid not to use him. So thankfully I had Bronya. I just didn't finish like leveling her up and stuff like that because I got Tribby, and I was like, well, Bronya gets replaced because I had Robin and Tribby. But my only healer is Gallagher, so I'm in the mud. Did you until Hyacinth rerun. Hyacinth, 100% recommend. Um, yeah, that should have been available, I think, at that time. Did you? How you doing? Um, did you pick Ruan Mei out of the free 5-stars that they were giving out? Because it was Ruan Mei, Locha, and then the standard cast. I went for Locha because the only healer I had worth a damn that was leveled and doing okay was Bailu. And I was like, oh, Bailu can't keep up with Casterus, so I needed to actually use somebody like Locha. And Locha did really well for a while. And then Hyacinth came out, and I was like, man, how did I live without Hyacinth? Not yet. Okay. You picked up Locha? I think Locha was a very solid pick. Like, I have nothing against people who went to get Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei is very solid, but, you know, if you need a really good healer, he's decent. And saving them and hoping they add someone cool to the roster. Yeah, no, I can't blame you on that one either. I was talking to them, but that's okay. Join in on the conversation. I'm curious to know, like, when that came out, it was literally like, who the heck would pick anybody from the standard banner outside of maybe Bronya? You know, versus Ruan Mei and Locha, who were limited characters. So it was like, yeah, I'm kind of curious who people picked.
Have some sunshine. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies. How troublesome.
Torment and doubt, farewell.
For tomorrow.
Oh, the auto's being dum-dum.
To guard and defend. Crush them. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
Got Kafka
I will watch
E2.
over you and guide you on your path.
My mic is low?
Innumerable core flames consume me.
I don't think it's my mic. I think it's Star Rail.
You sun tear the sky.
Yeah, my mic is up all the way. Hang on. That should be a little bit better. For some reason, Star Rail is like really loud.
Don't make it wait. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I know I've turned it down
Serenity is
in game
before me.
before.
The future will come.
I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn.
Nice. What teams do I have? I'll show you the teams that I run. I have my Erudition team. This will actually depend on the content I'm running. Because typically I have Tribby with Casterus, and this will become the Trailblazer. Remembrance Trailblazer. And it's kind of the same thing for here. Hyacinth usually becomes Locha. If I need a sustain, I'm going to actually go and auto one of the endgame modes that I used with Finon, just to test out Bronya, because I didn't have her done. Then, of course, this team. Mighty will actually get interchangeable with Blade when I level him. So if something has wind weakness, I can put Blade with Casterus instead. And I think that's pretty much it. This is just when I need a fill-in. Ignore that. I don't know what that is. But that's pretty much it. So I'm working on Finon's team right now. And then I'll figure out another DPS I like. No Dot. Nope. I came in earlier this year and Dot was dead. So I didn't pick up anything for Dot. I tried for Hyacinth. I can't talk. I tried for her, but I stopped at 78 pity because I don't have any really good supports for her. The only team I could make with her would have been, well, from what I saw, was Serval, Lynx, and Asta. That was quote unquote friendly, free to play friendly. But pretty much everyone's saying, "Oh, you need Kafka," and "Oh, look, Kafka's on the banner too." I'm not pulling for both characters because I want the next character on phase 2. Rappa? Has Rappa rerun yet? The only time I remember her running was her initial run. Did she rerun yet? All right, let's trying to remember what Apocalypse of Shadow was. It's been that long. Oh, the first phase was the one I didn't have much luck on. Okay. I mean, objectively, I think this is better than using Bronya. But I do want to actually take out Tribby, bring in Bronya. We still need sustain. Huh, that means I would have actually been able to bring Tribby down here. Oh, why not? For the heck of it, I can do that. Yes, I know. The only reason that it was working for in this instance, it's not so much the boost in damage that Tribby would give, it was Dance Dance Dance. So basically all I was waiting for was Dance 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 to boost them forward to get Finon's ulti.
Please light our way forward.
A day of peaceful
Show your courage.
That looks like a tough one. Let me test the waters.
Have some sunshine. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
Scorn. I can't let them down.
I will watch over you and guide you on your path. Serenity is before me.
Future will come.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
For tomorrow. Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn. From my fury, all will one day die. Is that all? Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Remember agony. You sun tear the sky. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Branded with strife. Is that all? Break the hail the new dawn. Empty shell. This world is a sun tear the sky. Quench the flames of blood. future will come.
So may the way.
Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn. All will one day die. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Is that all? Branded with strife. You sun, tear the sky. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Is that all? Remember agony. Hail the new dawn. Torment. Break the chain. Empty shell. You sun, tear the sky. All stars burn to ash.
To guard and defend. Crush them. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn. Torment. Blasphemy. Quench the flames of blood. This world. Return to the place. Branded with strife. You sun, tear the sky. So without substance. My fury. Suffering is eternal. Is that all? Hail the new dawn. Is that all? Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Is that all? Remember agony. You sun, tear the sky. All stars burn to ash. Torment.
Lend me your strength.
A future will come.
Serenity is before me.
For tomorrow. Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn. Unchanging. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Branded with strife. Is that all? You sun, tear the sky. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Remember agony. Hail the new dawn. So without substance. Empty shell. All stars burn to ash.
To guard and defend. Crush them. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. You sun, tear the sky.
Huh. That's worse than the run I had with Tribby. So I'm gonna guess that the true damage was helping out with that. So let me see. Let's go back. I can say no data all at once. We still want Sunday. We still need a like, I still feel we need the sustain just because. But let me bring in the Trailblazer. And we'll see. I think Bronya is more reliable just because of the advanced word that she does. But I'm curious.
Light a way forward.
peaceful repose. We need a strategy. Deja vu. Light up the dawn.
Show me the way. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
We can do it! Torment and doubt, farewell. I will watch over you and guide you on your path. A future will come.
Scorn.
I can't let them down. We can do anything for tomorrow.
Torment.
Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn.
Burn the yoke. This world is a fallen.
Is that all? Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Is that all? Remember agony. You sun tear the sky. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Branded with strife.
Smash.
Hail the new dawn. So without substance.
All will one day die.
You sun tear the sky. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Is that all? Remember agony. All stars burn to ash. You just don't learn. Doubt, farewell. A future will come.
Break the chains.
Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
We can do anything for tomorrow.
Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
We can do anything. I will watch over you and guide you on your path. Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. Hail the new dawn. Empty shell.
Scorn.
You sun tear the sky. So without substance.
My fury. Suffering is eternal.
Is that all? Is that all? Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Is that all? Remember agony. Hail the new dawn. Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Is that all? Branded with strife.
Drown with the sun.
All stars burn to ash.
Torment.
A future will come.
Show me the way.
Unchanging.
Serenity is before me.
Unceasing.
For tomorrow. Fury of innumerable core flames consume me. You sun tear the sky. Quench the flames of blood. Remember agony. Hail the new dawn. Is that all? Quench the flames of blood. Is that all? Branded with strife.
Alright, back for right now.
You sun tear the sky.
I can only get 5,200 out of 660.
So without substance.
Because Acheron dies first. Yeah. When I first started doing Apoc Shadow, oh, that was a lot of damage going on. Oh! So, true damage, yes. That did way better than the Tribby one. So that's interesting. That's actually interesting. So, how does Tribby fare over here with Herta and Anaxa?
Let's wait and see.
There's strength in numbers!
I'm not built for this. You go ahead if you wish to engage.
Take a look. This is pure genius in action.
Repay.
Impressive.
Nothing major.
Almost.
Oh yeah, this is something that can go wrong very quickly.
Insanity. With this divine power, I reforge all things.
Dance, 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 motherfucker!
Away we go! Open sesame.
To the soul. Insanity.
Endless riddles. Nothing but a void. Go, go, go! Expand your thinking. Watch it crumble. Riding the west wind. Away we go!
With this divine power, I reforge all things. The dead return!
Go, go, go! Endless riddles. Nothing but a void. Open sesame. Glimpse the unknown.
To the soul. Insanity.
Expand your thinking.
I underestimated you. I have it under control. To the soul. With this divine power, I reforge all things. Bloom.
Really bold?
Receive divinity. Repay. The dead return! Insanity.
I don't remember him doing that the last time I fought this thing.
Riding the west wind. Away we go! Endless riddles. Nothing but a void. Go, go, go! Open sesame. Watch it crumble.
With this divine power, I reforge all things. To the soul.
Riding the west wind. Away we go!
With this divine power, I reforge all things.
Go, go, go!
The dead return!
Endless riddles. Nothing but a void. Go, go, go! Expand your thinking. Glimpse the unknown.
Insanity. To the soul.
Open sesame.
Easy. Excellent. I don't remember what the previous score was. I know I got 200 points more. That's about what it was. I think it was because it was like 3,500. So with Tribby, it's still roughly the same. What did I have there before? The Trailblazer? That would make sense. Still good. Still good. But yeah, when I first started playing, again, I know part of it's my fault. I'm not taking control of the game and stuff like that. I just let the auto battler do its thing. Because a lot of the time I'm multitasking. The first APOC I remember attempting was the one that had Kafka in it. That was fairly recent. And freaking Kafka, I could not kill her in the time frame. Like, it didn't matter what I did. And I was like, man, if I got Fine on, I'd probably be able to do it. But the problem is that my Fine on wasn't built until after it passed. That was the unfortunate thing. But it's time for me to go back to Genshin. So I am going to load up Genshin, back to the main. We'll do this last little bit of Unfinished Comedy, and then we'll do the Yelan event. Because that should net me 60 primos. That'll let me one more wish for today, and maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe, hopefully. I'll be right back. I almost logged out of my my profile. Whoops. Wow. Beat me. I think 68 or 69 was my highest. I think 16 is closer to 69, maybe. Hey, as long as I get the points to clear, I don't care. It just took RNG with the stainless. Oh, you gambud. You gambud. Like, I should try sustainless for that. Because, like, Finon, like, I know Finon can survive, but, like, Bronya can't. Alright, we need to go do the finished part of Unfinished Comedy. Where the frick is my cursor? There we go. Let's go do this super quick. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to spend my resin. Actually, I don't even know what her weapon takes. I don't know if it's worth the mental difficulty. Before I think I will be happy with just 2 stars. That's the whole thing. Just, like, do what you can, and eventually your characters will be able to do it. Like, I had Anaxa maxed out, and I think the Herda maxed out too. But because I was having to run the Trailblazer, I was like, oh, I need to level some shit. And I had Locha. Locha's a decent healer, but when he loses those petals and he has to rebuild them, like, it hurts the team. So I wasn't able to do Kafka, but, like, the next time around when I had a lot of stuff built and ready to go, I was able to clear some stuff fairly easily. And again, I do everything on auto battle. So it's more of it's a more of a test of my builds, and B, it's along the lines of I want to do other things. Like, the reason I play Star Rail when I do on stream is just so I can eat lunch. And you guys have something to watch. You might get a little bit of my commentary like, well, that's not good. Get new APOC Shadow next week, so that should be fun. That'll be I can almost guarantee you that's gonna cater to Dot, and I'm gonna struggle. How's the volume for Genshin for you guys? I had to adjust. Actually, yeah, you know what? We'll take that rest. We'll take the rest because I think that's what we need to do to complete the complete quest. So I had to adjust the master volume. Hey Brian, how you doing? Hopefully better than yesterday. No, healers know adjust. Rebel! Rebel! I got the primos, right? Yes. Okay. Alright, we will come back to unfinished comedy. We're going over here. Okay, it gives me 40 primos. I lied. Works dragon today? Ouch! Why take so long?
Wait, the person drinking tea over there. Isn't that Yearlon? Oh, looks like she's having some kind of tea party with friends. We're just in time.
Wait, something's not right.
Aren't we gonna go say hi?
No.
Well, Officer Edler, after all that work, I think we've got them this time. Might take a few days to wrap up things in the field. In the meantime, I think you've earned yourself a break.
It's been a long time since I've heard Yelan. Is her voice different? Don't care.
Much appreciated, Miss Yelan. This case really took it out of me. 13 strongholds. One thieving weasel after another. We rounded up so many people, you almost start to hope a few were innocent, just to balance it out. I'm just glad we finally took down these crooks. Anyway, I'm gonna drop in on that old classmate of mine in Chaoying Village and reminisce about old times.
Don't forget to take some tea and dim sum back to your friends at the Maison Gardiennage.
That kid's very excited back there.
Oh, looks like Yelan's friend left. Paimon kind of wanted to meet her.
You like the auto battle, but the AI is all wants to use the ult. Yeah, if you watch closely enough, you can see that it actually messed up Finon because it's just like, oh, he's got it. I'm going to use it. And it's like, no, let Bronya and Sunday do their buffs on you, then you do it. Still works out, but yeah, I probably could have killed it faster if I manualed it and told it to, like, buff Finon before doing the ult. I have a bad feeling about those two onlookers.
Ah, another pleasant surprise. Traveler, Paimon, take a seat. Excuse me, a pot of your finest Yunlai white tea, if you would, and 2 more place settings. Now, judging by that expression, I assume you came over to ask about the two spies that were just watching us.
How did you know? I have no thought between these eyes. Behind these eyes.
What spies? There were spies around here just now?
The two of them were definitely up to no good.
Oh, more than that, I'm sure. I bet they already sent someone to tail Officer Edler. Anything to foil our operation.
Oh, so you're tracking down some criminals? They've got some nerve spying on you like that. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon.
Good thing nobody asked him, Paimon. Just saying.
Well, those tend to be the kinds of cases that cross my desk. If I could leave it to someone else, I would. I could have been on vacation right now.
If you have to handle it yourself, I guess it must be pretty serious.
Mora laundering, to the tune of 10 figures and counting.
Oh.
Laundry? What does that have to do with Mora? And who are these figures? There are 10 of them?
In layman's terms, a certain merchant in Fontaine possesses a large amount of Mora obtained through illicit means. But it's easy to get caught when you're moving that kind of cash. So you cover your tracks, create a front to avoid detection, and what do you know? Your illegal Mora now looks completely legit. And this merchant's front of choice? Fine art and antique auctioneering. He buys goods from all over Teyvat, brings them back to Fontaine, and rebrands them as pieces of fine art, driving up their price in the process. Then, when the items go to auction, he buys them up at their inflated price with his own illicit funds. And through this exchange, the proceeds he receives in return are clean. This process allows him to legitimize his illicit wealth. He even launders Mora for other criminals as well, a business which earned him the title the Dark Financier.
Considering your involvement, I'm guessing some of his collectibles are from Liyue.
That's to be expected, I suppose. In Chenyu Vale, you can get your hands on exquisite antiques without breaking the bank. Tea sets, porcelain, jade, statues, all easily marketed as pieces of fine art. Liyue goods being used in illicit underground schemes poses a real threat to our trade standing in the long run. So, instead of getting to enjoy my long-awaited vacation in Fontaine, it's back to work for me.
Okay, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's like moving Mora from one hand to the other. In other words, just disguising where it originally came from. But if you know what this merchant is up to, shouldn't it be pretty easy to catch him? You go to the auction, wait for him to appear, then nab him right as he goes to purchase his expensive piece of Liyue art.
Not a bad plan, Paimon. But there are too many loose ends. If you were the mastermind behind this whole scheme, would you really expose yourself as the face of the operation?
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't want to be seen doing the dirty work. You'd send someone else instead. Like, if Paimon was the bad guy, she'd send the Traveler.
Yeah, you would.
No, wait. Even if Paimon turned bad, the Traveler would never. Paimon would need, like, a group of minions or something. Oh. Oh! Paimon gets it now. Even if you track down the goods, if this Dark Financier guy isn't the one doing the buying at the auction, you won't catch him.
It's not just a matter of who's at the auction. You also have to source the goods, transport them back to Fontaine, get them to the auction house, none of which are tasks he performs himself. He has a whole crew to hide behind. Tracking down the goods is already complicated enough. They change hands so many times, the trail is almost impossible to follow. So the most logical course of action is to play the long game. You start small. You find someone you can follow behind all the smoke screens, who'll lead you straight back to the Dark Financier himself.
Which means you wanted them to overhear your conversation. To make them think you let your guard down.
Well, wait. So you were just pretending? And to think, Paimon thought all that stuff about wrapping up the case and taking a break was actually true.
Right you are, Traveler. Working with the Millelith and Officer Edler, we managed to launch attacks on all of the Dark Financier's strongholds. which allowed us to nab most of his crew. Those spies just now were his most important agents, the two people he trusts to have direct contact with him. The first is Corday, a senior member of the Fontaine Antique Association, in charge of auctioning off the goods. And the other is Dodamani, a ship owner from Sumeru and longtime cargo transporter. They're under pressure to salvage the situation, so we let them slip through the cracks on purpose. The goal is to make them think that, by some stroke of luck, they're in the clear and have room to act. They think keeping tabs on Officer Edler will allow them to operate under her radar and get whatever remains of their goods out of Liyue.
All right, I am going to pause the cutscene here because it looks like ads are going to start soon. So hang tight, guys. I'm just going to AFK, get a little bit more drink, hit the restroom while the ads go, and then we'll continue the cutscene. All right, looks like we are good.
But little do they know, while their attention's fixed on her, I'll be secretly gathering the intel that's gonna bring them crashing down. So, interested in coming along for the ride? I'm curious how you take to this line of work. Could be some potential there.
Taking down a criminal syndicate? I'm in.
Yeah, we kind of stumbled into this whole thing, but now we're a part of it too.
I mean, we could always just go over, talk to the Chief Justice, being like, hey.
Let's do it! For Yelan, for the people of Chunyavale, and for, the Liyue business world!
You're saying
I admire
Yelan
your
weird.
selflessness, Traveler and Paimon. Let me be the one to look out for your self-interests then. Namely, your payment. How about we do this the Fontainian way? You'll get exactly what a top agent receives for a dangerous field mission. Getting started is always the hardest part, but luckily, I have a lead. The Dark Financiers crew is even more on guard than usual, so our best bet is to do some counter-surveillance to get on the right track. And I think I know just the place to start. Let's head northeast and see if I'm right.
To Fontaine! Oh, what the frick is this? Oh, so do each of these... Stop that! Oh, this is finicky. I hit left and it went right. Okay. To Fontaine. That's not Fontaine. Bamboozled. Marina.
How brilliant!
My controller is drifting. This is fun.
Yep. Ah.
All right, let's start our investigation here.
So, we can all agree this is just a normal stretch of wilderness, right? Paimon doesn't see any bad guys to nab around here.
Have some patience, Paimon. Jeez, you used to be chill. What happened to you, man? It's not time for nabbing bad guys. At least not yet.
Well, it didn't take long for you to understand our role here, Traveler. Thinking like a top agent already. Impressive. Like I said, we need to start small. If we want to track down the man himself, our best bet is to start with his goods. So right now, finding his stock is our #1 priority. And to do that, locating his hidden stronghold is imperative. Which brings us to why we're here. Pretty good vantage point from up here, don't you think?
From up. You mean up there? Yes. Down here? No.
Huh. Guess so. Paimon can see the port of Elon Wharf, the boats in the distance, and some kind of tower. What's that for?
Okay, I have a problem. You said up here. You're clearly not above it. Words. Use right words.
It's a lighthouse. The Millilith use it to monitor the situation at sea. In addition, the flashing of the light can also serve as a means of communication.
I think I understand what makes this place so important.
Oh, let's hear it.
Spying on the Millilith helps with their operations. It's the perfect spot for counter surveillance. It helps them avoid dangerous routes when transporting their goods.
Not too far off at all, Traveler. The Millilith maintain an impeccable level of security in Shenyu Vale through consistent patrolling. This location offers a perfect vantage point to observe their lighthouse signals and deduce their patterns of behavior, which is a huge help if you need to move goods under the radar. So we should be able to find traces of the Dark Financier's scouts in this area.
Oh, okay. Paimon doesn't quite follow, but she'll take your word for it.
It's simple. Just take this forensic imaging device and investigate the surrounding area. As long as we're meticulous, I'm positive we'll find something.
Oh, special gadget. Oh, it was behind Yelan? Oh, and talk to Yelan. I'm good. Don't mind me.
Well, all set?
Yeah, huh?
Remember, an eye for detail is key. Clues are often hidden in plain sight.
That's what elemental sight is for. Let's see. Using the first device, you can move around while. It's just a fancy camera. I'm gonna do that. Okay, you can't go much further than that. Yeah, we did it. We took the
Some good
photos.
finds. Whatever door this key opens could be critical to the investigation. And this carrier pigeon tube contains several coded messages.
Huh. So there really is evidence around here. It's like these guys aren't even afraid of getting caught.
And Lumine's had enough of it.
What if the Millelith noticed them spying and decided to investigate?
These objects suggest the Dark Financier scouts were likely disguised as fishermen. People like that are trained not to crack under pressure. All they'd need to do is come up with a believable excuse, like needing a place to rest. The Millelith can't investigate or apprehend a civilian without probable cause.
Paimon can just see their smug faces getting away with something like that.
Well, the good news is we managed to find the evidence here. These clues should help move the investigation forward.
Not to mention, the traces on these objects are fresh, which means the scout here is still active and wasn't among those caught by Officer Edler. So we need to stay vigilant. We can't let them know we're still on their tail. I had a hunch this area was being used as a lookout, and I was right. But that still leaves the question of where the goods are hidden. Any ideas?
We might be onto something. Surveillance operations are time sensitive. So if you needed to send a message, it would need to happen fast.
Spot on again, Traveler. Looks like you don't need anyone to hold your hand when it comes to deductive reasoning. Given a carrier pigeon's speed, the two locations should be close enough to deliver messages quickly. That means the base we're looking for should be within a certain radius. Ruling out areas within line of sight of the lighthouse, as well as places with a lot of foot traffic.
That just leaves the shallows to the north of Mount Mingyuan?
That certainly sounds plausible. You have the cover of the mountains and the advantage of hiding right under the authorities' noses. Well, our next destination is decided then. Let's go.
at least I can go over here. Oh, claim that. Cool. All right, this is what we're working on right now. All right. Again, I don't. That could be my controller drifting. But I feel that menu is very sensitive. So if you're on controller, just keep that in mind. Wow, that's very green.
And nothing out of the ordinary here either.
If we learned anything from the last place, it's that more normal it looks, the more it could be hiding.
That's right. No detail is too small to investigate. I believe in you.
Thanks. Oh. Alright, talk to
The
Yelan.
evidence could be even more well hidden this time. All set?
Yes.
All right. I know you have an eye for detail, so use it to your advantage. You've got this.
Oh, is that part of it? I just heard it go click. And there's 4 of them. Okay. What? I mean, I would assume it would have been the boat, but it didn't highlight the boat. I have to be on this side of the boat? Nope, no boat. Hmm. I guess that's a leaf. Oh, wait. But I spent a good 5 minutes on this.
The secret base where they stash their goods.
I mean, truth be
Just found it
told,
wasn't easy to find.
like, just be told, like, all I was doing at that point, I'm like, there's nothing out of the ordinary. Like, the boat screamed at me, and I was like, but it's not doing the boat. What the heck am I doing? All I started doing was listening for the sound. That's why when I backed out, I was like, no, wait, the grass made a noise.
Well, well. Looks like you tracked it down in no time at all. I see your potential as a solo field agent, Traveler. Now, time to test out the key we found earlier. Let's see what surprises could be in store. This isn't their home turf, so I doubt they had time to set more traps. Should make our lives easier.
There's a sound. Yeah, there's a sound. There's like a little bit of a high-pitched sound when it starts to like focus on something. It's the same sound that happens when you use the devices out in the field on Fontaine, where you're actually having to like hit the lights with something and then it changes the camera. It's probably why it took you so long. Probably. I actually wonder if you can hear it without a headset. Because there are times, my husband and I have talked about this before too, is that you don't notice a lot of things until you put a pair of headphones on. And we got ads starting in 5 seconds, so I will hold off on doing the cutscene till you get all back. I'm gonna go grab a cough drop. My throat is actually very scratchy right now. Cough drop acquired. So I might have to, after this stretch, I might have to stop because my throat's actually really hurting right now. Mm. Oh, 30 seconds. Woo! There's still not a thought behind those eyes for Lumine. And welcome back. Let's continue on.
I'll take it from here. The last thing we want is to leave traces behind in there. Caution is the name of the game. You two keep a lookout. Make sure no one barges in while I'm in there.
You got it! This is a first for us, but the Traveler can do anything. She's got your back!
I trust Yelan's timing. I doubt these guys will come back while we're here. I don't know about that. That sounds like foreshadowing.
Good point. Yelan doesn't make mistakes like that.
Alright, that's done. I've noted the features of all the porcelain items, vases, and teas stored here. We need to keep a lookout for these features at the auction and pinpoint the person attempting to purchase the corresponding goods. Then, we can let them lead us to our main target.
Wow, that was fast! You must do that all the time, huh?
What now? What's our next move?
Now, we wait. There are countless auctions in Fontaine. We can't possibly monitor them all. Besides, that would be a waste of personnel. I'll continue to conduct surveillance in the area, keep tabs on the situation, and attempt to decipher their coded messages. Once his two lackeys move the goods, we can shift our focus to the upcoming auction. And then, we'll have somewhere to start.
Got it! All we can do now is wait. Wait, and then follow them straight to the guy behind this whole thing so we can give him the old 1-2 punch!
This whole time, Officer Edler has been leading her two stalkers on a wild goose chase around Xiaoying village. Once they decide it was all a waste of time, it's her turn to tail them instead. Not to mention our operation has already put them under extreme pressure. We've forced their hand. I doubt they'll last more than 2 days before making a move. So let's meet back up at Yilong Wharf in 2 days. Find me near the harbor.
Okay, so these will unlock tomorrow. In 3 days? What the heck? Why so long a wait for those two? Also, the little silhouetted kind of art back there looks really cool. Alright. Oh, I can actually... Okay, that works in my favor. So go over here. And I hate to call it early since I came on an hour later than I normally would have. I was just doing 9 o'clock this week just because of an incident I had to deal with on Monday. Well, not had to. I wanted coffee and it took a long ass time to get it. But you can probably hear it now. My voice is very, very strained. So I want to go rest my voice. Go be back tomorrow. But before we go, we'll let it rip for 58 pity. We'll do so for tomorrow as well. We'll do the next part for the Yelan stuff because that seems to be good, pretty quick primos actually, and then we'll go back to doing unfinished comedy. Dang it! Ah, oh, dang it! If it was a 4-star, I would have actually gotten glitter. When is my 4-star actually? Oh, I barely got the sturdy bone. Okay, so I'm not even close to a 4-star. All right, so we're touching pity, guys. Like, we're getting very close. So I want to do what I can. Aw, Kurt, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I'll do what I can tomorrow, and then Saturday the Abyss will be reset as well. So I'll get some primos then, and do what like I said, do what I can on Monday. Whatever comes up for like the Yelan stuff and whatever, we'll finish that out. If by that time I haven't gotten it through quests, I'll probably end up having to swipe for it. Thankfully, I probably won't need that much to swipe with, but I do want to ensure that I get it. And then we'll just worry about getting Flynn's and Lauma themselves and not their constellations or excuse me, or their weapons unless they're totally cracked. But that's going forward for this account, and honestly, I love my main. My main is my pride and joy here. Yep, Farina's gonna start yapping. At least she has a voice to do that. All right, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be live at 9 a.m. EST. And we'll just do some quests, see what we can do. Touching 60 pity. Until then, guys, take care.